What's up, everybody? It's your man Danelle, aka Small Guy Promotions, aka the Omaha Fatty, coming with another podcast episode of What's Up Omaha. And just want to talk about vacation. You know, my family went to Sioux Falls the other week, and we had a really good time. We spent like 3 days up there. We stayed at the the Wyndham hotel with the little splash park, the Ramada type deal. So it's similar to Cocoa Keys here in Omaha. Um, but yeah, the hotel itself was just okay. Told my wife that, man, we just need to start like dropping a ton of money on hotel stays so like we get a, I don't know, man. Just some of the crowd there just kind of seemed a little sketch, you know what I mean? But I mean, the rooms were like 130 a night, so it wasn't like it was, it wasn't expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. It was somewhere in the middle. I'm like, we need to like upgrade, or we need to do like a Airbnb or something in the future when we go places. Man, I think that would be a more comfortable experience. I say when we left, there was a couple of police officers in the parking lot searching cars for someone's stolen phone. I overheard them talking about it, and there was, I guess, a young lady lost her phone at Walmart, and they didn't have it at the customer service, and they traced the phone. It was an iPhone, so they traced it to the hotel, and they were trying to figure out which car the phone was in. So that's just an idea of what was going on there. We had a hotel room next to a family with a young baby who cried in the middle of the night at like, I don't know, I think it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock one night. And then just throughout the day, and we didn't stay at the hotel a lot, but throughout the day when we were there, maybe, or like when my girls were swimming and I was still in the hotel room, the baby's crying and stuff. So I'm just like, man, paper thin walls. And then, I don't know. There was one guy, my wife was like, he looks like he's on drugs. I'm like, yeah, we need to, in the future, we need to go a little bigger, I think. So, uh, aside from the hotel, everything was super great. The first day that we got out there, we didn't really have a plan on what we were going to do. And we tried to go to some little farmer's market type of deal that was going on, little event, little fair. I don't know. It wasn't great. It was super hot too. They had like fruits and stuff. There wasn't a lot of stuff that we were interested in getting. And for some reason, we didn't want any pie or ice cream. Like the girls and I were all like, nah, we're good. I don't know why. But I don't know, we weren't feeling it. The event, usually it's the type of event that I would love. And my wife was a little frustrated with me because she was like, why are you just turning your nose up at everything? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling this. Like, it's not cool. I mean, they had a couple of vendors that, might have been okay, but I was just like, I don't really like this. But after we left, we did some cool stuff. We walked around downtown while we were there. The first place that we ate was Blarney Stone, which is an Irish pub. We had just on the way up listened to an audio book, and this family had gone over to Ireland, and the teenage girl in the story was eating fish and chips for the first time. So since we just happened upon this Irish pub in the downtown area, we said that we were going to go ahead and grab some food from there. So that's what we did after going. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. See, what had happened was we went to the falls, and it was cool. But they had a little restaurant at the falls, and we were like, okay, let's just make it easy and eat there. But when we got there, they were like, we don't like our kitchen isn't like open, so we just have like salads and chips and stuff. So we were like, oh man, like we really needed some food. So what we did, we didn't want to leave and then come back. We were hungry, so we just got a salad and got a little kids meal thing that had like a uncrustable and yogurt and applesauce or something and a juice, I think. Or no, we had to buy the juice. We bought drinks and stuff. So my youngest ate that, and then we shared this salad that had like strawberry. Like I don't venture out very far when it comes to salad. Like I don't put berries and stuff in my salads. So my wife was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do it." And it had strawberries and blueberries in it, and it was totally fine. It was cool. I didn't mind it at all. Um, but yeah, that was just to hold us over until we actually ate food. So then we walked through the falls after having that little snack, and then yeah, we had a good time at the falls. It was pretty cool. Like I haven't been close to anything like that before. Um, so it was fun. It was outside. We're walking around, getting in a little exercise because we're about to eat a bunch of food, so we need a little movement. But shout out to Sioux Falls, man. Uh, the falls itself was beautiful. We all enjoyed it. We were talking about trying to go back, but it didn't happen. We didn't have time. Um, but yeah, after that, that's when we went downtown and went to Blarney Stone. Blarney Stone was cool. I got fish and chips because of the story. My wife got a beef stew, and my oldest got a shepherd's pie. And the youngest, she said she didn't want any food. She wasn't really hungry. But what ended up happening, she shared ours. We had some onion rings too that were super fresh to the table, like hot. Um, Overall, the meal was good. It was pretty good. I don't know. I feel like I needed some more salt or something on the chips, but it was pretty good. It was decent. I know my daughter liked the shepherd's pie. My wife liked the beef stew. So shout out to Blarney Stone. Man, we did a. I mean, we were only there for 3 days, but we got it in while we were there. I feel like, we left South Dakota and drove 30 minutes to go to Stensland Dairy Farm, which is a real cool little spot. They do tours and whatnot, and they have a little what I thought was really cool, and I did a live from there on Facebook. You can go. They have like a self-service store, like they've got cameras and stuff. Sometimes there'll be staff there, but usually it's just on the honor system, and they have a camera system that when you walk in, or a surveillance system, you're on camera, so if anything comes up missing, they got you. But yeah, man, they have these little cards that you fill out of what you purchased, and you just drop it in with the cash, and you take the items that you picked up and paid for. So that was cool. They do tours there. I forgot to call ahead. I was supposed to call ahead to make sure that they were doing tours, and I don't know what happened for me to not do that, but it didn't happen. So we got there, and we were just like, well, we drove 30 minutes here. Like, I feel kind of bad for driving out here and not really getting to take anything in. So we'll just call. They had a phone that you can call and speak to. Chelsea is one of the family members there who I would assume runs the office. But she was super nice. I called, and she's like, hey, yeah, hello, how can we help you? And I told her, I said, hey, we're here. We were wondering if you had any tours today. And she's like, oh, no, we don't. We've got some meetings and whatnot. Well, she asked if we were from the area, or if we were just like visiting or what. I said, yeah, we're from Nebraska. We just, it was 30 minutes from Sioux Falls. So we just, we saw it and decided to come out. And she was so nice. She said, oh, my father-in-law is on his way back. I'll give him a call and see if he can stop by and give you guys a little tour. Man, he came, showed up, was super nice, gave us like a really quick, not a really quick, but just a mini tour. Took us up to see how the cows get milked. He gave us like the backstory of the family and whatnot. And it was really cool to see. He's like, when he grew up, it was all about people milking the cows, but now they have these machines that remember each cow that steps in, and they get milked 2 to 3 times a day, and you can get like 10 gallons per cow a day, and it was really cool. Then after that, we walked down. Like, he showed us the facility too, where they do all the pasteurization and stuff, and all this equipment and all this money that they put into modernizing their process was really cool to see. And it's really cool that it's a family-run business. I think he said they had like 20 employees, but most of them were family. And yeah, it was just a really cool thing. He gets to work with his grandkids and teach them some responsibility and just get that work experience. And then we got to go down and see some baby calves, that were like 2 months old. And, we got to like let one lick our hands and stuff. And then, it was just a cool experience. The girls enjoyed it. Then we finished it off. We thanked him, and we really appreciated it because he didn't have to take us on the tour, but he did because he was like, you guys are from out of town. We want to make sure that you get to see some of the stuff. So shout out to Stensland Farms, Dairy Farms. Then we sat around, we got some stuff from the store, got some ice cream. So that was cool. Then we left there and we went to the Keg Chicken. Now, just so you guys know, the Keg Chicken is the whole reason that we went up to Sioux Falls. We do Jiu Jitsu. Well, we did Jiu Jitsu. I'm trying to get back into it. My girls have decided that it's not for them right now, so they're taking a little break or whatever. But a few years ago, we had a tournament up in Fargo, and on the way back, we were trying to figure out where to eat. We stopped off to get gas, and my wife was like, hey, there's this fried chicken restaurant that has good reviews on Google. Let's just go there. And I was like, okay. But then she had said that it was next to a gas station, and I was like, that sounds kind of sketch. I don't know. But lo and behold, we went there, and it was like the best chicken ever. Like, and they have this chislic, this deep fried steak that's so good. So I was like, dude, we got to get back there. So we went there and planned a trip around getting some fried chicken, because I'm the Omaha fatty, man. That's, food is important. We will travel for food. But yeah, man, we went to their other location this time, which again, I was like, oh man, we're not going to go to the same location. Like, I feel like we need to go back to the one that we went to initially. Who knows what the experience will be. My wife was like, that's all the way on the other side of town. We're closer to this one. Let's just go here. I was like, all right. And, it was the same. It was just really good. The service was cool. Our server, Kelsey, she actually thought she remembered me before I said anything to her. And she said that she was at the location and she served us when we were at the other location some years ago. So that was cool. But yeah, my youngest daughter, she did the bar. They had a little buffet going on, and my daughter was all about getting that. It was only $5 for the kids buffet. I was like, yeah, that's perfect, because she eats like a bird sometimes. But she was getting down on this chicken, y'all. She was like getting down on it. She enjoyed it. Yeah, the chislic wasn't as good as I had remembered it. It was still good, but it was like phenomenal. Like, the standard was like, the bar was really high. But the fried chicken, man, it was so good. It was so good. I would go out to Sioux Falls again just to get some more of that fried chicken. It was so good. If you're in the area, make sure you check out the Keg Chicken, man. A really cool little spot, man. And the chicken came out piping hot. I took a video of it, and I bit into it, and I wasn't expecting it to be as hot as it was, so that was funny. You can see it in the video. I'm like, whoa! But yeah, so check out the Keg Chicken in Sioux Falls, man. What else did we do out there? We went to Flyboy donuts. You know, they have Air Force base out there, military base out there. Um, so I would assume that that's why that's called Flyboys. They had airplanes all around and stuff. We didn't really take in any of the history in that place while we were there. We just got our donuts and sat outside and ate. But we did that. We went to a museum of a senator out there in Sioux Falls back in the like 1800s, early 19, like the late 1800s to early 1900s. Uh, so we got a tour of the whole house, and then we got to just walk around a little bit in certain areas and check it out. So it was cool to see. He was really a historian, and he was about keeping that house intact because he wanted, well, actually while he was alive, he turned some of it into like a historical type of deal. But then, you know, that was part of his wishes for when he passed, was that it be turned into a museum to keep that going on. So that was cool. You know, we try to get in a little culture when we're in places. You know, it's cool to learn about other places and see stuff in museums that you don't see every day. So we did that. Yeah, we walked around a bit again downtown, and we ended up going to get pizza. We hadn't had pizza in a while. You know, we were doing the pizza tour with Omaha Fatty in Omaha, and you know, we decided to go get pizza there, and we went to a place called Fiero. It was all right. It was different. It was way different than like these real thin pizzas. And you get to like build your own. Like they have some of their, you know, specialty ones or whatever, but you get like up to 5 meats if you want, and anything else, like all the veggies and all the stuff. So it was cool. They throw it in the oven real quick, and it doesn't take long at all. Like again, they're really thin. And it was all right. We didn't love it, but it was decent. And it was cool to experience like and see them, you know, throw it in the oven real quick and it come out so fast. But you know, not a traditional place. Yeah, it was all right though. But that's downtown Sioux Falls. Shoot, man, what else did we do out there? You know, the food was always a big thing. So though that was what was important for this trip, was the food. And you know, the other stuff was cool too, like the falls. But the chicken, man, the chicken. No, you know, I can't speak highly enough about that chicken. If you love fried chicken, check out the Keg Chicken in Sioux Falls. But yeah, that was pretty much it, man. We had a good time. The girls got to swim a couple of times. You know, my youngest daughter was all about trying to swim, and you know, she just, whenever we go somewhere and they have a pool at the hotel, she's all about trying to get in some swimming. So we did that. We finished the trip. We actually before we finished, we went to Target while we were out there because my wife needed a new swimsuit. So we went out to Target out there, and they love this Target. I guess they have more stuff than they have at the Targets here in Omaha. You know, that was cool. We got a bag of popcorn because they had a little snack area open, a huge bag of popcorn. It was huge for only like $2.89. We were like, yes, please. Yes, please. Let us get that. The last thing that we did though, before we headed out of town, why? Because we were supposed to go to get candy. There's a candy store there, which, you know, it wasn't quite like Hollywood candy or as the Sugar Makery, but they just had some of the old stuff. But it was in the mall. It was a newly looking store, a new looking store. I was going to say newly designed. That's why, yeah, a newly designed store. I don't know how old that mall is. I think it was called the Empire Mall. But yeah, we went to the candy store because my daughter was like, "It's National Candy Month. We have to get candy." I was like, "All right." So we went there. But yeah, man, that was super cool, man. And we came back to Omaha, and we did stuff every day in Omaha. On the return trip, before we came home, we stopped out to Golden Bowl to get some food before they closed down. because they'll be closing, or they close for construction starting on the 8th of July. So we had to make sure we got in and got some of that. And then we just did stuff every day while we were home. Movies. We went to see Cruella at Twin Creek. We went to Mahoney on Friday. Went to my brother-in-law's birthday get together. Yeah, we stayed busy, man. It was a good time. It was a good vacation, good time off. The 4th, we went over to my other brother-in-law's, got to eat some good tacos. Yeah, it was just a really good vacation, man. Yeah, I definitely need to take more vacations. I feel like I want to take some more days after that. But, I just want to tell you guys about all the greatness in Sioux Falls, man. Check out, even though it's in Iowa, check out the Stensland Dairy Farm. Oh, and an interesting fact about Stensland, for about 2 years, they have been the supplier for DJ's Dugout for the cheese curds. So if you like DJ's Dugout and you've ever had the cheese curds, in the last couple of years, they've come from Stensland Dairy Farm. So shout out to Stensland Dairy Farm and that family. You guys were wonderful. We appreciate you guys so much, and I love what you're doing, building it up through the family. That's amazing. I dig it. But yeah, Sioux Falls is just, I'm sure there's some other stuff that we could have done in Sioux Falls. There was another museum that we considered going to, but we didn't do it. We wanted to just eat and, get out of there. So, Sioux Falls, thank you so much for entertaining my family for a few days. Omaha, you already know what it is. Shout out to Omaha. Shout out to Sioux Falls. Vacation week was a blast, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the summer. I know we had a storm come through this weekend, so I hope you guys are all safe and that you don't have a lot of damage. I've seen trees toppled over and cars with branches through the windshield and just total losses. Probably we were fairly lucky out in our neighborhood. Just we had some branches down and stuff, but no home damage that we're aware of. For anyone who's out there without power or struggling right now, thoughts are with you. I hope OPPD can get all the lights back on, quickly. Shout out to OPPD for all the work. I'm sure people have been putting in a lot of extra hours, and shout out to the community. I've been seeing so many posts on Facebook about people looking outside and seeing neighbors help one another and just taking care of trees that were down and sawing them and just whatever. So shout out to all you guys out there helping your neighbor and being a community. That is wonderful. It's just good to see people coming together to help one another, and no drama, no hate going on, just love. That's what it is, man. As we end every episode, before we do that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy the What's Up Omaha podcast, help me, Small Guy Promotions, Omaha Fatty, grow and reach more people. I love doing the podcast. I'm going to do it regardless, but I also love when I see that we're reaching more people, and we still have a small audience. But I thank every one of you guys for taking the time and listening to me, whether it be vent, whether it be me having a great guest on talking about their business or their restaurant or, whatever it is. Thank you guys for rocking with Small Guy Promotions in Omaha Fatty. So there you have it. Smile, help someone else smile, laugh and help someone else laugh all day, every day. Yeah. Peace out, y'all. Dun, dun, dun.